September's a total paradise for gamers, especially if you're into horror. There's a ton of new releases coming in with insane graphics and killer vibes. So, yeah, better get that wallet ready, because here are the 20 biggest games of September 2025. Number 20. So, Hollow Knight. Silksong is kind of that game people have been waiting for what feels like forever. And the thing is, it's not just a sequel. It's like an entire new world stacked on top of the first. Instead of wandering through the dark caverns of Hallownest, now you're stepping into this kingdom that's, more vertical, more alive, and kind of dangerous in a totally different way. You play as Hornet this time, and she's way faster, way more agile, which means combat feels sharper and kind of brutal in the best way possible. Every enemy fight looks like a dance, with all these sudden movements, dodges, counters, and quick strikes that just keep you on edge. And it's not only about fighting. There are tons of tools and upgrades to discover, weird little creatures to interact with, and side quests that make the world feel bigger than before. Honestly, it feels like a journey where every step deeper into the kingdom uncovers secrets that push you to keep exploring. It's not just a follow-up. It's a full evolution of what made the first game legendary. Number 19. Hell Is Us is one of those games that doesn't really hold your hand, and honestly, that's what makes it so interesting. You're dropped into this country that's been torn apart by civil war, and at the same time, these strange supernatural creatures have started showing up, kind of feeding off the chaos. What's cool is the game doesn't clutter your screen with waypoints or mini-maps. You're literally meant to explore, get lost, and figure things out for yourself. The combat feels heavy, almost like every strike of your sword carries weight, and the enemies push you to really think before acting. It's less about spamming attacks and more about precision, like picking the right moment to dodge, counter, and strike back. The environments are also unsettling in a way. You've got ruined towns, eerie forests, abandoned battlefields, all with this sense that something's watching you. And the best part is, the game blends reality with surreal horror so smoothly. You never really know where the line is between human conflict and something much darker. It feels like survival, but also you're kind of uncovering truths that were never meant to be found. Number 18. This game really captures that classic adventure vibe. Like you're stepping right into one of those old-school treasure hunting stories. You play as Indy in the middle of this mystery called The Great Circle, which ties together ancient ruins across the world. And here's the twist. There's this lost order known as the Giants, and they left behind temples, puzzles, and artifacts that feel way bigger than human history. Gameplay-wise, it's not just about shooting or fighting. It's also about solving environmental puzzles, reading old carvings, and piecing together secrets no one's uncovered for centuries. The whip isn't just for combat either. It's a tool, a way to cross gaps, disarm enemies, and pull hidden levers. The whole thing feels cinematic, like you're both playing a game and watching an adventure movie at the same time. And the tone swings between action-packed chases, tense exploration in caves, and quiet moments where you're, staring at an artifact and realizing it changes everything you thought you knew about history. Number 17. Moros Protocol is that kind of sci-fi horror game where the setting alone already feels dangerous. It throws you into a high-tech research facility, completely isolated, where experiments on artificial intelligence and human consciousness have gone way too far. The vibe is claustrophobic. You're moving through sterile white labs, flickering corridors, and then suddenly it shifts into something way darker, almost alien. What's wild is that the enemies aren't just monsters. They're failed experiments, like twisted forms of both machine and human thought. The combat isn't straightforward either. You need to manage your resources, figure out weaknesses, and sometimes even hack into systems mid-fight just to survive. But the real tension comes from the story. Every note you find, every audio log, just kind of hints at something more terrifying than what you're seeing. It's survival, yeah, but also psychological. You're never sure if what you're seeing is real or if the protocol itself is messing with your mind. It's unsettling in the best way. Number 16. Daemon X Machina. Titanic Scion. This one is pure mecha action, and it doesn't hold back. You're piloting these massive, customizable battle suits called arsenals, and the new chapter, Titanic Scion, just pushes everything to a bigger scale. The mechs feel heavier, the weapons louder, and the enemies, they're colossal. You're not just fighting swarms of drones anymore, you're going up against war machines the size of skyscrapers. The gameplay loop is super addictive. You tweak your arsenal, jump into missions, dismantle enemies, then bring back parts to upgrade and make your mech even more powerful. But it's not just about firepower. There's a ton of mobility too, like flying through the air, dodging barrages, and landing precise strikes that crack armor wide open. The story hits on that theme of humanity's survival, like whether machines are our salvation or our downfall. And with the sheer scale of combat, every battle feels like a test of both skill and strategy, almost like you're a one-person army fighting impossible odds. Number 15, NBA 2K26. Now, this one takes basketball sims to another level. It's not just about improving the graphics, which, yeah, look almost lifelike, but the way the game actually feels on the court. Dribbling has weight, momentum matters, and every crossover, every spin move looks natural, like you're watching a real game unfold. The AI has been bumped up too, so defenders react smarter. Teammates actually cut to the basket or call for the ball at the right time. And that makes matches feel way less predictable. My career is back with more depth, letting you shape your player's story both on and off the court, like handling contracts, endorsements, even locker room chemistry. But what really stands out is how alive the arenas feel. Crowds react dynamically, the commentary flows smoother, and you kind of forget you're playing a game. It blurs that line between sports sim and reality, making every match feel like primetime basketball. Number 14, Chronos. The New Dawn feels like a massive journey through time itself. The idea is, you're not just exploring one world, you're crossing through different eras, each with its own dangers, myths, and civilizations. One moment you're battling creatures in a ruined future city, and the next you're walking through temples from an ancient age. What's cool is that the mechanics tie into this time shifting. Your character actually ages as the game progresses. So at first you're young, fast, kind of reckless in combat. But as you get older, you lose some speed, but gain wisdom. Like new abilities that rely more on strategy and magic than brute strength. It creates this emotional connection because you're not just leveling up, you're literally watching your character's life unfold. And the world itself feels alive. Number 13, Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift. This one flips the usual serious tone on its head. It's goofy, chaotic fun. Garfield Kart 2 is exactly what it sounds like. Over-the-top racing with Garfield and the gang, except now everything's turned up. The tracks are wild, full of shortcuts, hazards, and, of course, lasagna power-ups that give you hilarious boosts. The drifting mechanic is where the game shines. You're encouraged to slide around every corner, chaining drifts to build speed, while dodging ridiculous obstacles like falling pies or Odie's antics. And while it's playful, the gameplay's surprisingly competitive, especially when you're racing online. Each character's got their own quirky abilities, making races unpredictable. It's one of those games where you're laughing half the time, raging the other half, but you can't stop playing because every race feels like controlled chaos. Number 12. Of Lies and Rain is this haunting, narrative-driven game that's all about atmosphere. You step into a small town drenched in endless rainfall, and right away there's this heavy mood. You can feel something's wrong even before the story unfolds. The narrative plays with the idea of truth versus deception, where every character you meet has their own secrets, and you're never really sure who to trust. Exploration is slow, deliberate, and the rain itself feels like a character, shaping the tone and even the gameplay. Sometimes it hides things, sometimes it reveals them. The puzzles aren't about being flashy, they're subtle, like piecing together fragments of people's stories and realizing how they connect. The more you dig, the more unsettling it gets, and by the end, you're questioning not just the town, but your own role in it. It's melancholic, it's eerie, and it leaves you thinking long after you put the controller down. Number 11. Borderlands 4 brings back that chaotic loot shooter energy, but pushes it even further. The humor's still there, wild characters, ridiculous quests, but the stakes feel bigger this time. You've got massive new planets to explore, each with its own vibe. Desert wastelands, neon-lit cities, toxic swamps. The gun variety is insane, like every weapon feels unique, with crazy modifiers that make fights unpredictable and fun. The co-op experience is smoother too. You can jump in and out with friends, sync up abilities, and just wreck entire squads of enemies together. Boss fights are huge set pieces, forcing you to stay on your toes while coordinating with teammates. And the loot grind? Still addictive, maybe even more now with new systems that reward experimenting with builds. It's chaotic, it's fast-paced, it's stylish. Everything that makes Borderlands what it is, but bigger and louder than ever.
Voyagers of Nera is this chill yet wild multiplayer survival crafting game that drops you into a magical ocean world. You start as a runeborn, basically a guardian of the seas, and your job is to sail, surf, dive, gather resources, and build a beautiful village with your friends. The premise is pure fantasy. The world of Nera is unbalanced by corruption and chaos, and as one of the few remaining runeborn, your job is to restore harmony. The visual style? Man, it's gorgeous. There's this painterly vibe to the skies, the clouds, even the ship interiors, and the soundtrack. Emotionless, The Last Ticket isn't your typical survival horror. It leans way more into the psychological side. You're trapped in this abandoned subway system, chasing the so-called last ticket that's supposed to lead back to the surface. Visually, it's crazy detailed, dirty tiles, flickering lights, reflections in puddles that almost look alive. And the sound design? Every drip, every echo, it makes you check over your shoulder. If you like horror that gets under your skin instead of jump scaring you every 5 minutes, yeah, this one's gonna stick with you. Labyrinthine Console Edition throws you into a seriously creepy, cooperative horror maze. Whether you roll solo or team up with up to 8 friends, crossplay included, the main deal is solving twisted puzzles, gathering items, and staying one step ahead of monsters stalking the maze. You're part of a crew helping set up a new fairground attraction until things go sideways. Your colleague Joan starts investigating odd disappearances, hinting at something sinister lurking in the maze's history. Dropping on September 18th, 2025 for PS5 and Xbox Series X, S. Frostpunk 2 pushes the city-building survival genre further into harsh territory. You're the steward, leading New London. Now a sprawling metropolis 30 years after the apocalyptic frost. Instead of building single buildings, you now zone districts to supply food, energy, or shelter. So the original Frostpunk was about clinging to life. This sequel? It's about navigating the messy aftermath. You're salvaging oil and rebuilding, but now politics, ambition, and ideology are the real threats. Built on Unreal Engine 5, it's telling a beautiful, brutal story in every frame. Dying Like the Beast, man, this one's wild. You're back as Kyle Crane, but he's not the same guy anymore. After 13 years as some lab rat for the Baron, Crane's got infected DNA running through him. That means your old parkour moves, still there, but now you can tap into this insane beast mode. We're talking ripping through zombies, tossing bodies like they're paper, breaking the environment apart when things get messy. The parkour's better too. Fluid, faster, more brutal. You're leaping rooftops in the daylight like always, but at night, forget it. The world feels different this time, Castor Woods. It's this big rural map with abandoned cabins, rotting towns, and swamps that just suck the light out of everything. It's gorgeous but twisted. An Unreal Engine makes it look way too real, especially when dusk hits and fog rolls in. Story-wise, this isn't about saving the world. It's revenge. Crane's hunting the Baron while fighting the monster inside himself. Every choice feels heavy because you're basically losing your humanity piece by piece. And yeah, it drops September 19th, 2025 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. Silent Hill F flips the series on its head with this creepy, almost beautiful take on horror. Set in 1960s rural Japan, it trades the usual foggy American towns for something way more unsettling. Overgrown flowers crawling up walls, streets that feel abandoned but alive, and yeah, that strange mix of beauty and decay. Hinako's tucked in her own life, until the unknown starts peeling back her world. As she explores the Labyrinthine town, she confronts physical and emotional distortions. Friends, strangers, and even her own memories twist into nightmares. Combat is all about close quarters panic. Think iron pipes, daggers, pole arms like a naginata, and its signature, Silent Hill, slow, heavy, and deeply strategic. There's a cloak-like sanity meter tied to special focus attacks that slow time and open up enemy vulnerabilities, but push it too far and things get truly unhinged. If you thought Silent Hill couldn't surprise you anymore, this one's proof that it still has some tricks left. It's new, it's bold, and yeah, it looks absolutely terrifying in a way only Silent Hill can pull off. Sonic Racing Crossworlds is shaking up the kart racer formula big time. Instead of sticking to just tracks, this game blends racing with open-world zones, and each one feels alive with Sonic vibes, loops, rails, boosters, you name it. It's not just about speed. You've got missions, shortcuts, and even combat elements thrown in to keep races unpredictable. The cars? Yeah, fully customizable. You can tweak performance and even swap out visual parts to make your ride stand out. And the roster's stacked. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, plus some deep cuts for longtime fans. Multiplayer is looking solid too, with both online and local options, and there's a progression system that actually rewards skill, not just grinding. Honestly, this feels like Sega trying to make the ultimate Sonic racing game, one that doesn't just copy Mario Kart, but does its own thing in a big way. If they pull it off, this could be the best Sonic spin-off in years. Mark your calendar. This drops September 25th, 2025 on basically every platform. PS5, Xbox, Switch, PC, with a Switch 2 version coming later. EA Sports FC 26 feels like it's doubling down on realism this time. The player animations, they're sharper, more fluid, and the facial detail is wild. Like you can almost read the frustration on a striker's face when they miss a shot. EA's really pushing their hypermotion tech again, but now it actually feels smoother, with better responsiveness when you're dribbling or switching directions. Career mode is getting some love too, especially with deeper tactical options and what they're calling dynamic match flow, which basically means matches feel less scripted and more alive. Ultimate Team? Yeah, it's still here, but now with more customization for your squad's home stadium, kits, even the crowd vibe. Atelier Resleriana, the Red Alchemist and the White Guardian takes that classic Atelier rhythm, exploration, synthesis, battles. Battles stick to strategic timeline-based commands, using multi-actions to flip ally and enemy orders, interrupts for bonus effects, an item mix for layering crazy combos. You play as Rias, the Red Alchemist, and Slade, the White Guardian, teaming up to rebuild their hometown of Halfine after a mysterious disappearance wiped out its people. Visually, the fantasy realm you're free to roam in feels alive. It's got lush towns, mystery-riddled landscapes, and an inviting art direction that keeps you exploring. Exploration cycles between peaceful gathering and stumbling into strange, shifting realms inside dimensional dungeons. Alien Rogue Incursion Part 1 Evolved Edition is finally ditching the VR-only thing and bringing this survival shooter to PS5 and PC. You're playing as Zula Hendrix, a colonial marine turned rogue, dropping onto this black site called Castor's Cradle, and yeah, it goes bad fast. The whole game is first-person, mixing stealth with resource management. You're crawling through vents, slipping past xenomorph patrols, and when it gets messy, you've got your pulse rifle, shotgun, and that classic motion tracker chirping in your hand. Ammo's tight, so every fight feels like a gamble. The story kicks off with a distress call, but what you find is way worse. Mutating experiments, shady corporate secrets, and a colony on the edge of turning into a full infestation. By the time you hit the end of Part 1, it's chaos, betrayals, explosions, and that lingering, oh no, this isn't over vibe. Visually, this thing looks insane on Unreal Engine 5. You've got 60 FPS, ray-trace lighting, 3D audio that legit makes you spin around when something hisses, and the DualSense haptics just add to that tension. Every step, every trigger pull, it all feels alive.